Hi, it's Holly, and I'm going to show you just a super simple, quick and dirty way to make a YouTube thumbnail in PicMonkey. PicMonkey is a free online photo editing. There is a upgraded version, which is what I have, and I think if you do that, it is $30 a year or something ridiculously a little. So the first thing I did was I took a screenshot of the video that this thumbnail is going to represent. And then let's go into PicMonkey and edit it. And PicMonkey, did you, I think PicMonkey forgot to do it. All right, so here is the video that we're gonna do. And the first thing I'm gonna do is it feels a little yellow and dark to me. So I'm gonna start with the exposure and the auto adjust and then ratchet up the brightness and the highlights. And probably, let's see, I'm gonna play with the shadows a little bit. I'm gonna kind of go a little bit in that area. So there's contrast. And I'm going to apply that. The next thing I'm going to do is play with the colors a little bit. The auto adjust, that didn't look very good. I'm going to cancel that. And yeah, the white balance on this is a little bit weird, but I think I have a solution for that in just a second. The other thing I'm going to do is sharpen it. Since it was a screenshot, it's just good to go in and sharpen it. Okay, so now the next thing is we want this to be the size of the video. Makes sense, right? So we're going to crop it in a 1280 by 720. So when I push that scale button or click that little check mark, then everything I will do will be in that aspect ratio. And I want to make this as simple and clean and bright as possible. So I'm going to get rid of all that like background that doesn't matter. I'm going to put me in the right third, and that looks about good. So I am going to apply that. The next thing I'm going to do is, if you had a lot of colors in here, by the way, I would go into the effects and push the burst button. That will give you a little bit more on color. Since this is all a white background, we're not going to do that. So I'm going to turn that off. The next thing I do is I go in with the teeth whitener. Yes, I do. It just looks so much better. You don't have to have white teeth in real life. You just have to have PicMonkey. All right, and then we're going to go to the butterfly. What I'm doing is creating a place for my text to go. And the best way to do that is to kind of create a color block. So I like the rectangle because it is the most flexible. You can literally make any size rectangle or square with this. And then my colors are pretty bright. So I think let's change that black to maybe a hot pink. There we go. All right, now let's put the text. There are a ton of fonts in here, but I really like Impact because, in fact, I've tried 100 different fonts, and then usually 80% of the time I go back to Impact. So it just always seems to work. How to create content with the same CTA. Here, why don't we spell that out since we have call to action. And I think I'm going to force this a little bit. Okay, that looks good. Now, what I'm going to do is center it in that box and then just make that box as large as we can. And remember how small this is going to be on YouTube. So the bigger you can make and brighter and more and clear you can make that text, the better. Okay, you can see how when I made that box behind it, it's not fully behind. So I'm going to pull out the sides just a little bit so that this sits kind of in the middle. There. All right. So what I'm going to do now is just export it. That's which basically saves it to my computer, and then I'll upload it into my YouTube video by just choosing a custom thumbnail. and everything's ready to go. You can see how simple that is. You could make this super complicated, but you don't have to. And if you click over to hollyhomer.com, which is the link that will be above me here, you can get the notes from this session and a few other little tips for creating good YouTube videos. Thank you.